Hi, I'm Tim Brooks with the Ultimate Selling Team at Keller Williams Realty, and I wanted to thank you for taking the time to go over this buyer presentation with me because it'll be so important for the rest of the buying process. We want you to be the most educated buyer in the market so we can get the best deal for you. Now, what we're going to be covering here today are market conditions, inventory, pre-approval process and why that's so important for you, agency and how that benefits you, the MLS and the internet, for sale by owners, and new construction. If you watch this video in its entirety, I have a special $100 gift for you. You must watch the video in its entirety and then reply back with the secret key bonus words to claim your special credit. Understanding the market. Salesperson versus a consultant. In this market, you need a consultant versus a salesperson. Let me ask you, do you like being high pressured into making a decision? Nobody does, and that's why our team has fully committed to the consultative approach to selling. I'll present you with the options and you will make an educated decision. How does that sound to you? Buyer's market versus a seller's market. Do you know what a buyer's market is versus a seller's market? Well, being in a seller's market, that means the sellers are getting about everything they want and then some. A buyer's market means that we get to beat up on the seller on their price. Right now, we are in a seller's market, and that means on certain properties that have high desirability, the sellers are pretty much getting what they're looking for because it will oftentimes be multiple offer situations. Market condition and inventory. The average list price to sales price ratio is 98.53%, and what that means is on average, buyers are getting a property for 98.53% of what it was actually listed for. For example, say a $300,000 property, which is the average sales price in our area. Right now, 98.53% of that would be $295,590. That is the average actual selling price for a property listed at $300,000. Now, the reason that I share the average with you is because I'd rather turn you down now than disappoint you later if you think that you can offer 30 or 20% less than the asking price. Does that make sense? Did you know that at these interest rates today, for every $1,000 you get off the sales price, it only affects your payment by $6.85 per month? And I can tell you this because if we find the perfect home and you have to spend $1,000, $2,000, or even $5,000 over the asking price, you can see that it's not the end of the world, can't you? Right now, listing inventory is down 4.8% from the same time last year, and when inventory is down, that means that demand goes up. When demand goes up, prices go up, which is bad for us. Pre-approval for your financing. This benefits you as a buyer. It turns you into a cash buyer. Now, you're interested in saving money on your purchase, aren't you? So let's say you're the seller and you have two offers on your home. One is a cash offer for the full asking price and the other is $1,000 over the full asking price. But the buyers haven't been to see a lender yet. They haven't had their credit checked, and even the realtor doesn't know if they can qualify. You need to move to Florida in 4 weeks and you have to make a decision. Now, which offer will you take? The sure deal for cash, or take your chances to get that extra $1,000? The sure deal, right? Well, pre-approval on a loan makes you that sure deal. It turns you into a cash buyer, and it also saves you money for exactly the reason that we talked about. It gives you leverage in a multiple offer situation and gives you confidence that's going to be so important once you're pre-approved and you know what that pre-approval price is. When we go looking at properties and it's within that range, you're going to look at that house differently because you know for a fact that you can buy that home if you so choose. The benefits of buyer agency. 100% of our clients choose buyer agency. Like we talked about before, the average list price to sales price ratio is 98.53%. Our average is 95.39%. What that means for you is that the average buyer out there with the average agent is going to pay 98.53% of the list price. Our clients are going to, on average, pay about 5% less than the list price. So you can see what a savings that is. However, in a multiple offer situation where competing on price is no longer as much of an option, we will coach you on how to put together the strongest terms possible. We are able to see over 100 homes per month. Every new piece of inventory coming on the market, we make it a point to go out there and visit that home and make sure that we know its features and benefits. Now, with our instant notification system, what I'll do is I'll take all of the criteria that you want in your new home and add that into our computer program. We'll pull up everything that's available through every real estate company in our area that matches your criteria. We'll go through them one by one and decide which one you'd like to see. Then we'll check every day using that same criteria, and when that perfect home comes up, you'll be the first to know about it. That is important to you, isn't it? Now, we can answer you in a paragraph instead of a sentence. And what I mean by that is, if we know what a seller's motivating factors are, such as a divorce or relocation, as a buyer's agent, I can tell you every single thing that I know, therefore increasing your leverage in the negotiations. Now, as a sub-agent or as a listing agent to the seller or transactional agent, I can't tell you anything. Which would you prefer? Can you see the benefits of having a buyer's agent? Now we'll go over the MLS and the internet. How do I get paid? All of our commissions are paid by the seller. No matter how great a deal we negotiate, the seller still pays. All brokers and agents have access to the same information. The biggest difference in agents is the speed in which they can get you that information. I tell you this because we've had clients in the past that didn't understand that. We can show them any listing out there, so if the home is listed by ABC or XYZ company, we can show you that home, represent your best interest, and the best part of that is the seller still pays all of our commissions. So if you see a sign on a property for sale, call us first. For sale by owners. Call me first. Why, you might ask? Well, for sale by owners, we'll pay our commissions. Attorneys or real estate agents? Well, the for sale by owner either pays an attorney or an agent to write the contract, but attorneys are paid by the what? That's right, by the hour. I've seen attorneys even get their clients into disputes so that they could charge more. I only get paid if the home closes, so I want to see you close. Can you see the benefit of using us instead of an attorney? New home builders. We have some very exciting programs to offer our clients, especially in the area of new home construction. Builder trade-in. If you're concerned about buying before your current home is sold, we can help. We guarantee to sell your home or we will buy it. Love it or leave it. If you don't absolutely love the home you purchase with us, we will list it for free and help you buy a new one. Lease buyout. If you are currently stuck in a lease but you're ready to purchase, we can help by buying out your lease. Those are some very exciting and very innovative programs that nobody else has in this area. One other thing about new home construction, when we go and register you with that particular builder, you want to have us with you so that they'll call us instead of having every salesperson in the area calling you. Now, the on-site salesperson will call us, and the benefit is representation. The on-site salesperson represents the seller. We represent you. Now let's talk about shopping for your perfect home. I've discovered that there's no such thing as the perfect home. You'll find a home that may have the perfect backyard, but the kitchen is too small, where the kitchen is perfect, but the family room is not exactly what you're looking for. But what we need to do is find the home that has the least amount of concessions to buy. Fair enough? And don't be surprised if the first home we see is the one you want to buy. The reason I tell you this is if you're good at telling us what you want and we listen to what you're telling us, we should be able to take you right to it. And you do want to see the best homes first, don't you? Now, the average buyer working with us looks at 5 homes before finding the right one. The most important key to finding the right home quickly is your feedback. One of the ways that we'll know if you're interested in purchasing any of these homes that we're showing you is we'll ask you if you'd like to buy it, and hopefully that'll be okay. And by the way, if we forget to ask, please remind us. Okay, now let's go over the purchase contract. I have attached a generic version of the purchase contract, and I want you to go through the entire contract so that when we find the right home for you, we can move quickly to ensure that you get the home you want. This is a standard form and it's approved by the Real Estate Commission. Earnest money deposit. This is a check you write with the offer. It will be cashed and held in escrow by the title company and held there until you close on the house. That doesn't happen though until the contract is actually accepted and ratified. The earnest money deposit will be about 2%, 1 to 2% of the total price. Inspecting your new home. Inspections are for major items only, such as the roof structure, heating and plumbing. The reason I tell you this is I've seen so many buyers, such as yourselves, lose the perfect home over silly little things like the linoleum is coming up in the corner or the tile is loose in the shower. By presenting these types of items on our inspection repair request, we're going to upset the seller, maybe even lose the house, and I don't want to see that happen to you. Appraising your new home. The average cost paid by the buyer is about $350. Depending on the lender, that can range from $350 to $425. And the best part about this though is you won't overpay for the property. You can't overpay for it because the lender requires that the property come in at that value. So if you're in a multiple offer situation and you have to offer $3,000, $5,000, or even $10,000 over the full asking price to get the home, and it's not actually worth that value, then the seller must reduce their price to the appraised value. And in this market, the way it's been appreciating, I don't think there's anything wrong with paying when a property is worth it. Do you? Now you'll actually pay that $350 fee once we actually have a purchase contract. The lender will collect that from you. At this point, here's the next step in the loan approval. This now means you have a full loan commitment from the loan officer in the lending institution. You now have a reason to celebrate because all the contingencies of the contract are now removed. It is time to get packing. Closing and taking title. All of your time and efforts have paid off. Bring a cashier's check to closing along with your ID. Make that check payable to the title company for the down payment and closing costs. Don't forget to bring your driver's license or official government ID. I just wanted to take a quick second to talk about our real estate team. One of the great benefits to working with me and our team is that you're always working with a specialist. Each of us specializes in our own area. I, for example, specialize in the negotiation process. I have a buyer specialist who actually specializes in our search and finding that perfect property based upon the buyer interview with you. You're going to benefit by knowledge, availability, and communication. For each of us, you're going to be able to call your buyer specialist, our VP of buyer sales, or our administrative specialist directly with any questions related to anything that may be going on with the contract or the sales process. You will always be able to get a hold of us at any time. The average realtor has to do all of these tasks all at the same time. With us, you've got myself, our VP of operations, our VP of buyer sales, 5 buyer specialists, our listing specialist, and our showing specialist all here for your needs. Each one of those is responsible for only that specific task. Now on to our goals. We want to get the best price for you with the fewest hassles in the time frame that you desire. I just wanted to briefly touch on referrals because they're the lifeblood of our business. I wanted to ask you, who do you know at work, friends, school, church, Twitter, Facebook? Will you call us if you have somebody that you know that can use our help? I do want to go over some added value real quick. We do have a general contractor who works with us often, and they have added a generous discounted remodeling program. Now, once you move into the property, or even prior to that, if you wanted to touch up the paint or paint the whole property, the flooring, the carpet, the kitchens, the bathrooms, whatever you wanted to do, they have offered a discount. Once again, you're working with a team of specialists, so you have myself, our VP of Buyer Sales, VP of Listing, our Operations Chief. All of us are available here to provide you expert specialist service. I also want to remind you of our Love It or Leave It guarantee. This is the guarantee we put in place to make sure that you're 100% satisfied with the home that you purchase. If within 6 months you are not fully satisfied with your home, we will sell it for free. The only thing is you have to pay the co-op agent's commission, which is about 2.5%, and the purchase of your next home has to be from us. Also, I wanted to remind you of the builder trade-in. So if you are buying new construction, we guarantee to sell your home or will buy it. And the lease buyout, if you're currently stuck in that lease but you're ready to purchase, we can help you buying out that lease. Also, don't forget the convenience of having one-stop shopping. Everything from referring to the loan officer, the general contractor, inspectors, anyone that we may need in this transaction, we will handle and coordinate for you. You can get that right here with us. And once again, our service is free to you. The seller pays for that. So once you sign the buyer agreement that makes you our client that we're about to send to you, then you have become our client, and congratulations. We want to welcome you to the Ultimate Selling Team family. We are looking forward to serving your needs. I wanted to finally take you to our bonus section. Remember at the very beginning, I promised that if you watched this all the way through, we were going to provide a $100 credit to you in this transaction. So the following little clip, it's one of my favorites. If you can quote this guy and respond back to us in this email, then you will get a $100 credit at closing.
Yeah, baby, you can do it!